Okay, that was really weird. I'm all getting ready to start the show, and I'm like, the camera wasn't showing anything. And I realized that I have this kind of high-tech, funky kind of webcam thing, and it had me completely like zoomed out of the picture. So I had to go figure out how to get myself back in the shot. So forgive the starting just a minute or two late. Not too late, right? 2 minutes. We'll go with 2 minutes. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. I see lots of chatting going on already. Hi, I am Danny Ackerman. I am the niche lady. If this is your first time here, welcome, welcome. If it's not your first time here, welcome, welcome. I'm always so happy to see all of your, can't really see your faces, but I see your names. So I really look forward to this time on Mondays. And if you are watching this like on the recording, know that this happens every Monday at 1 o'clock Pacific time. You know, I never say standard or daylight savings because I don't know which one we're ever on. So Pacific time. And we have a live chat going on over here where you can talk along with me and ask questions, and we get to interact, which is totally cool. And today we have a couple of stores. Are they stores? I'm peeking. I'm peeking to see if we have stores. We might not have stores. We might just have listings. I think we just have two sellers. Okay, we're going to review the listings of two sellers and probably highly recommend they get an eBay store. But we're going to go through two stores. Now, don't tune out when I do this, because the reason I do this is I tend to find a lot of the same types of issues going on in listings over and over. So you can apply everything I say to your own listings to get more money and get your stuff to sell. So that's what we're going to do today. We're also going to talk about, I need sound effects. I need like a dum, dum, dum. The ugly side of thrifting. I love that title. That is what one of the members of the Niche to Profit group came up with. And there's a little discussion going on in the Niche to Profit Facebook group about that very topic. So I wanted to give my 2 cents on that right here so that we can all talk about it. And yeah, there can be an ugly side. There can definitely be an ugly side. If you are not part of the Niche to Profit Facebook group, come join us. This is where a lot of discussion takes place, and you can get help with your eBay questions, your eBay listings. We're kind of, me and the moderators over there are kind of fine tuning, you know, some of the things going on. So I did want to address that here because a lot of you are members of that group, and also a lot of you will be joining that group. So number one, when you go to join, here's some questions, just a few little questions to help us know that you're a real person who's really interested in taking part in the group, and you have to agree to the group rules. Very simple. All groups pretty much have that. So first there's that. And so if for some reason you applied to the group and you didn't see that you were approved to join the group, it's probably because you didn't answer the questions. Or if you invite someone to the group, make sure you let them know they have to answer the questions. Yeah, oh, thank you, Tri-State Picker Mom just posted the link right over there in the chat. And it's also always down in every description of my videos as well. So we love to have you over there. Now, something I absolutely must address, because it really hurt me this morning. I'm trying to get a tougher skin as I go through this, not just the eBay business, but the public side of this, putting myself kind of out here on YouTube and as somebody you guys come to for help. Someone let me know that they got a private message from a person telling them that the group was not for newbies and that they would just be ignored and hope that they would go away because they were a pain in the okay, super duper not the case. My heart is for helping new people not just start this business, but thrive in this business, to make this a business that you can make as much or as little money as you choose to make. Because that's really, there's no limitations in this business. You can literally become a millionaire selling on eBay. I know a lot of people think, like, what? Yeah. I mean, obviously you have to grow, you have to get employees, you have to, scale. But I'm just saying, like this business is just so amazing. And I want so many people to realize the potential that they have and the potential of what they could have. And that is why I do this, because that's where my heart, I believe in serving. I believe that our mission here on this planet is to love one another. Like, that's it. It's very simple. Love. And love doesn't just mean just saying I love you, or that, like, kind of that touchy feely love. Love sometimes is giving of yourself and giving of your time and your efforts and your talents and all of that. So I'm all about that. But I also know that we are living in a fast food society. And what I mean by that is we have become, and I'm going to say we, because I'm guilty of this at times too. So I'm not just saying this is, I'm better than anybody else. I am not by any stretch. But here's the thing. So we're in a fast food society, or a microwave society, where we have learned to just get quick results. We just want it boom, 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 boom. Kind of handed to us, on a little tray going through the drive-through. Say the tray, the Taco Bells are doing that. But the reality is that is fast food. That is not going to make you healthy in the long run, right? Now, if you take the time to go do the grocery shopping, to get the right foods, to prep the foods, to cook the foods, to mix it all together, number one, it's going to be better for you, and it's going to be better, right? So that's my philosophy in teaching people how to grow this business. Is like, I don't want to just give you the fish. I want to teach you how to fish. That's what it's all about, right? So, all right. I got a little mushy there for a minute. Because it's really struck, I can take a lot. I get a lot of ugly comments. You would have no idea what people say behind the screen of a anonymous YouTube name. But when it comes down to when I think it's going to hurt other people who read that comment or get that message, then my mama bear comes out. I'm very, very protective of the people in my group, and especially the newbies, because we were all newbies. And I also have some extremely generous and awesome seasoned sellers in that group, also willing to give of their time. We just ask that everybody kind of do their own prep work. Chop the onions first before you come to us and ask us, okay, at what step do I put those onions in the mix, right? Doing that prep work, if you're a cook, doing the prep work makes the actual cooking part faster. So that's kind of the philosophy. And so we do have some rules about how to do the postings in order to get that help. Otherwise, we just turn into a group where everybody's just like, look what I have. What is it? And there's groups where you can get probably 100 people to tell you what it is. And I will tell you right now, that is not how you're going to learn to do this for yourself when you're out in the wild. Everybody says, oh, you know, Danny, you know so much about all this stuff. And I'm going to tell you, I didn't just start out knowing about this stuff. It was making mistakes. It was asking the right questions of people. It is being willing to ask for help, you know, when you get stuck. So I'm all about asking for help when you get stuck. But the when you get stuck part is just the part I'm going to focus on. So do the work, because in doing the work, you're going to get to a point where, and I just want to put this in your head, if social media was to disappear tomorrow, how would you run your business? How would you make your decisions on what to grab off the shelf and how much to price it for? And, you know, what should I call, what keywords are you? That's what I want you to learn. That's what my thing is all about. Because we know there's lots of information out there. There's lots of YouTubers. We all have our unique style of what we teach and how we teach it. So if you're here, that's what you're going to learn from me. I want you to develop that inner gut instinct that when you're out at the thrift store, you don't have to look it up on your phone. You just know, oh, this is good. And I may not know exactly what it is, but I know it's worth taking home and researching and then hopefully making a ton of money on. So that, I just wanted to put that out there, because if that person who's sending messages to my newbie sellers is listening to this, shame on you. Shame on you. Okay. Just had to get that out of my system. Yeah. Right. You guys have just been chatting. Yeah, you know, it was the hardest thing. It was the hardest thing about really opening up the YouTube channel, is learning to just brush off some of the comments that are just, I mean, I pray for those people. I really do. I think, oh, how awful must your life be that your thrill is to just say hurtful things to people. And it's not just on YouTube. I mean, I see it on Facebook, like right now, especially with everything going on in the world. I mean, we all have opinions. Come on. We all have opinions. My opinion is right for me. Your opinion is right for you. And then when we get into like this name calling and blah, it makes me cringe. I don't like it. Oh, Tri-State Picker Mom says, I used to have a help desk at work. The first thing they asked is, what have you tried? Exactly, because, okay, I'm going to give it to you this way. Who has ever called a customer support, I don't care what company it is, and like the first thing they give you is like the basic stuff that you've already done, right? So I'm going to do a little reverse psychology here. It's kind of like, come on, I already tried that. So I want it to be like, when you come to the group, it's like, okay, we know you've already tried the obvious. Like, now we're going to jump in and help you determine why that didn't solve the problem. Yeah. Yeah, you know, Facebook, I used to really, really love Facebook because of the connection with my friends and stuff. And I'm more and more, I'm just spending time in the group versus in general on Facebook these days. Just doing my group. That's it. Yeah, Yellow Brick Road reselling. Yeah, it really does. I mean, I'm already, you know, my skin is aging, so it doesn't need any help, but yeah. Don't want to become like an elephant. Ooh, the escalation desk calls. Ooh. Okay. So there's that. So I love the people in my group. Every person that is in that group is because you were accepted, not just because you pushed a button and said, I want to join. You are in there because somebody else had to say, yes, we want this person in the group and we love what you have to contribute. So there we go. All right. One of the things that is a main topic is the searching. And a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, what I have seen is when you can't find results, well, there's a couple reasons. One, a lot of times I see that people are just trying to do an image search. And I think I've put it out there, like, I am not a fan of image search. It's just not perfected enough yet. And one of the things we know just from the last couple of weeks of doing things here on this show is most of the people who are selling antiques and collectibles do not have the clean white background pictures that really make the items stand out. So your image search is only going to bring up what the algorithm can actually see. So you're going to lose a lot of results in the image search. Now, if you want to use it as one of your tools in the toolbox, that's great. And if it comes up with something, then that's great. But just don't spend a lot of time just on image search. Okay, so that's one. Second, and mostly, is you are putting in too many words when you search. And I'm going to give a perfect example of that because we're going to do a listing from start to finish. I'm going to list this little guy. So I'm going to show you how I research and determine his price and his title, and then show you the whole listing process. But okay, I'm a little OCD. I totally get wanting to know the exact pattern or the specific maker and all of that stuff. But I have learned also that I'm costing myself a lot of money if I spend more than, say, 5 minutes trying to track that down. So if you can't find and it also depends on possibly what your item is worth. So an item like this, I know this is not like hundreds of dollars. It's just a matter, is it $10 or is it $50 when you come to little items like this? If you have something that has a maker's name or some very distinguishable feature that you're going, you know, this could be one of those like museum pieces kind of thing, then I'm perfectly fine with spending more time on it. If you have the potential to make hundreds or thousands of dollars, that's where you spend your research time. Okay, so I'm good with that. But most of the day-to-day stuff that we're listing and pattern names and all of that is go with what you know. And also don't put too many things in the search. So, and I think I'm just going to go into like, we're going to do that listing and I'm going to just show you an example versus just trying to like articulate it with my words. Yeah. Start with what you know. So like if you don't know the species of bird, just put bird. And then as things pop up and you see, you know, several people go, oh yeah, that's a sparrow. Now you can refine your search result to sparrow, etc., etc. So it's just too many words. The least amount of words, the better, and refine down from there till you get to where you need to be. Okay, and we're going to come back to that because I'm going to do the listing. But there's one more topic that came up in the group that I wanted to touch on. And that's the other thing, you guys. This is where I get like the questions for this week's show is from things that are happening over in the group that are like really happening in your reselling world. Like this is like real life stuff. I'm not just grabbing, you know, something out of the air and going, oh, what do I talk about this week? I'm going over there and I'm seeing what's on your mind, what current event is happening that's affecting your sales and all of that. So one of the posts that came up is talking about the ugly side of thrifting. And what is meant by that is we all know, for most of us, the shopping is the fun part. The thrill of the hunt, the finding the thing on the shelf, the like even finding a thing and you know it's worth hundreds of dollars and you get it in your cart and you've got like this little, what is it that, what's that little, is it the dopamine effect? Am I saying the right hormone there that, you know, gives you that little, it gives you a little buzz of excitement. Has somebody help me if I'm fumbling that word wrong. Anyway, it gives you that little injection of thrill. Now we take it home and it's sitting there in a bag or a box, and the next day we look at it, and the next day we look at it, and the next day we look at it, and then it's like, you know what? Oh, Goodwill's having a sale. I need to go back out and shop some more. And you go get some more and you get another. It is dopamine. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, it's that. Well, it's adrenaline, but the dopamine, and I don't mean to say this in a negative way, but it's actually what causes our addictions. And maybe Tina, could you verify what I'm saying, since you have the psychology degree? That is what causes us to really want to do more of that activity that caused that little rush. It's it's what creates gamblers and drinkers, and when we get that feeling, we want to repeat it. And I'm telling you that I totally get it. I love the shopping. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah, it's not just your downfall, Tri-State Picker Mom. This is, as long as I have been doing this and interacting with others, this is the downfall of a lot of us. Most of us, I would tend to say. There we go. All right, I'm just going to put her answer up here. Yes, the dopamine causes the feeling of euphoria, and that's what causes the pattern of behavior. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, so do you know what else causes a dopamine rush? I'm just going to put this out here. Cha-ching! And you know what can't happen if you don't list that stuff? Cha-ching! So that's your motivation there. You get addicted to the cha-ching. And the only way to make that happen is to get that stuff listed. So get a process. Get a process in place. Otherwise, you will have what is known as a death pile, or as I like to call it, a profit pile. Because obviously you bought it for a reason. You were excited when you found it. You brought it home. So now just get yourself into a habit and just find your cycle of doing things. So thrift. And here's what I do, because I don't go right into listing, because I have people who do that part for me. But what I do that always sounds just wrong. What I do is I open up my spreadsheet and I log it in, and I log in what day I bought it, what store it came from. Because the other thing that does is it tells you what your profitable sourcing places are. Like even between Goodwills, if I'm going to the Goodwill over here and I'm really not ending up with the great profit stuff, but the Goodwill over here, I'm always ending up with profit stuff. That lets you decide when the day comes, which one should I go to? You go to your profitable Goodwill first, right? Okay, so you've got your spreadsheet. Now, I also put in what I paid, and this is when I do my research. This is when I create my title from doing that research. So I get that all in there, and then I put the price that I'm going to list it for. Now, my part is pretty much done. I hand it over to my listers at that point. But that's the part that's going to make you the money, right? Is your title and your price. So when you get ready to bring on help, I highly recommend this method, because you don't want to just hand over that part of the process to someone who, if they were really good at that part of the process, why are they working for you, right? That's always been, or they're going to learn it and then be on their way. 20 years, I can tell you that's true. You get a really, really, really good lister, and if they're really, really, really good, they're probably going to end up going and doing their own listing. I'm just saying, it happens. There are those that stick around, but that's what happens. So having that process makes it really easy to then bring in somebody new, because then it's just a matter of, it's data entry at that point, right? And filling out all the item specifics, weighing it, measuring it, yada, yada, yada. Okay, so now you've got your spreadsheet, and let's just say you don't have a lister, but now you need to create it in your calendar, in your schedule, that you set aside a time for listing. And I highly recommend you do this daily, like daily. And for those of you who work full-time, I know this is hard, but this is a hustle. And you have to think, what is my end goal? Like, some of you want to leave your job and you want to build this up into an income where you can leave your job. Well, then you're going to have to put in the hours. It's just a matter of pull it out of yourself to put in that, that 30 minutes, 1 hour a day to create listings. It'll be a slow process with that, but think about it. Let's say you only work 5 days a week on this. Okay, I'll cut you a little slack. 5-day work week. I work 7. I don't know how not to work. Okay, but I'll give you 5. If you spent, just for the sake of making the math easy, so 1 hour a day, 5 days a week. So in 5 hours from start to finish, you could create 20 listings. Okay, that's 4 listings an hour. That's super duper doable. Okay. So what did I just say? That's 20 listings a week. So it's an average of about 80 listings a month. At the end of a year, you now have 960 listings. And when you have 960 listings, your sales are going to increase the more listings you have. So it's a building process. Build, 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 build. I recently posted on my Facebook page, there is no elevator to success. You must take the stairs. Okay? Got to do it. Got to do it. Maybe I was thinking of serotonin. I was thinking of one of those happy hormones. Yes, some of you want to retire and build this as a business. Yeah, and once you get really good at it, it gets faster and easier, and that's the thing that I'm really, like what I was saying before, you're gonna go do a thrifting trip. You can spend 30 minutes in a thrift store and know exactly what to pull off that shelf, put it in your cart, get out of there, and get to listing it. Endorphins, maybe that was the word I was looking for. I think you guys get what I was going for, though. Endorphins. I think that's the word my brain was looking for, though. Oh, so okay. So you say you've only sold about $400 the past month, and you've been doing this, but you're encouraged to may quit your part-time job before too long. So I just want to encourage you, Julia, by saying $400 it's all relative, because I bet there's a lot of people watching this that would just love $400 of sales a month. So it's about how many items are you listing per month? How many items do you have listed? Because everything is a numbers game. This whole thing is a numbers game, people. You have things like sell-through rates, average selling price, all of that technical business terms, which you hear it a lot, know your numbers. Well, those are kind of like some of the things you need to know in order to grow. That's why I'm always pushing you to know what your profit margins are, because if you pay $10 and can only sell it for $20, that's not as good as if you pay $1 and can sell it for $20. So you need to have an idea of how much you can get for items to know how much to pay for items to really grow that profit margin. That's the gap between what you paid and what it sold for minus the expenses. There's your profit. Okay. I use Google Sheets. I love Google Sheets. And the reason I love Google Sheets is because I can share them easily. I can copy and paste easily and do like all of that stuff. And it's funny because I don't like Excel. In fact, I really kind of hate Excel. but I'm okay with Google Sheets. You can create templates as you learn. Yep, on eBay you can create templates if you're doing a lot of the same items. See, I don't have templates because my items are always so different, so different. But we use sell similar for similar items, and we also in drafts you can make a copy of a draft. Oh, that's the other thing. So once my listers get the listing created, all they do is make drafts. I'm still giving it the final look over, making sure they got everything that was needed in there, and then I hit the go live. Yeah, and honestly, I'm pretty much doing this part-time because the YouTube part of things takes an enormous amount of time. You know, once I go out and create the video, I have to then edit the video. I have to actually, that's when I do my research of the items, and I'm kind of multitasking because I'm adding it to my spreadsheet, but also making it so that the things I didn't buy, you know, I get those little clips and everything. So I spend a lot of time on my YouTube channel. How do you know when something is art glass? So a very simple answer to that is art glass is any object that was crafted either by hand or it can be like manufactured, you know, kind of en masse, but it is meant to be a piece of art versus, say, a dish or a functional object. That's my view of art glass versus glassware, I guess you would say. Anyone else have another definition that would help? You know, art glass to me is things that I think of like Murano glass. It's all hand, you know, hand blown. It's got a pontil. It's got all the technique. Like the person who created it as a piece of art. There you go. Does it pay as well to be on YouTube and selling? Not yet. I mean, YouTube's okay, but YouTube could change the rules tomorrow and go away. And this is also, and one of my things is don't put all your eggs in one basket, you know, develop multiple streams of income. So if you have a very, very successful eBay store, let me back up. One at a time. Focus on building something, get the revenue you want from that, then you can add things. So when it comes to selling on eBay, focus on your eBay store, get it built to where it's kind of on autopilot and it's just functioning and you've got things in place before you start complicating by adding and adding and adding. I see a lot of people stretch themselves so thin that nothing gets their attention in a way that's going to produce the income that you want. Yeah, it's business. I teach business. You know, there's hobby selling, which is great, but I'm talking mostly to the people who are trying to make money from this. And that's, for those that don't know, I've actually started a nonprofit that is about people being able to get out of a bad situation and be able to rebuild their lives by doing this. So I'm really passionate about it. I don't have, I think somewhere I have the, you know what? Amazon has never paid me a dime when I did use the affiliate link because they said I didn't turn in the paperwork correctly to sign up. So I gave up on Amazon. I'm not a super big fan of affiliate links and programs like that in general. Like I never ever want to be seen as promoting something simply because I'm going to get paid on the back end from it. I don't want that income stream. Now, with that being said, I am an affiliate for List Perfectly. And the reason for that is I can get you a discount. Okay. Like if you use my link, that gets you 30% off. So that makes me happy. And it is a product I am using. Okay. I don't endorse anything that I'm not utilizing myself. Same thing with WorthPoint. You can go in there with a 7-day free trial. It's 7 days or so many lookups for free before they make you pay. So you can check out and see if it has value for you. So that's another item, but I use it myself. Okay. Yeah, I know there are some YouTubers that do really well with the Amazon affiliate links. Now, what I will do is once the nonprofit is completely set up, I will have one of those smile links because then the money goes to the nonprofit. It goes to the charity. So that's probably what I'll do. Yeah. Is it worth promoting an item or should I depend on a strong title description? Well, that's not an either or. So you always want to depend on a strong title and description. Always, always, always. The promotion is for items where you have competition, where there's a high chance you're not going to show up on the first page of a search. So this is also why, if you listen to this show, I am teaching you how to write those titles so that you show up on that customer's first page of search results. Just like using S-Coupon. Oh, for Bubble Fast? For Bubble Fast. See, I'm not an affiliate of Bubble Fast. That is simply something I was able to get Bubble Fast to put into play so that you guys could get a discount. I get nothing from Bubble Fast. Nada, nada, nada. So I'm not an affiliate. I just simply am able to negotiate a coupon code to give you guys 10% off. Yeah. Do I use the same title on multiple platforms? Yes, because I use List Perfectly. That's what List Perfectly does. It literally takes my eBay listing and I can send it out to multiple different sites with all the same information and bam, it's listed. I mean, with a little word, but it's listed. Yeah. Okay, so let's get back to the ugly side of thrifting. We got off on a tangent there. So yes, you want to have a process in place. Otherwise, I'm just going to say it. If you are not getting that stuff listed, do you know what you're doing? You're hoarding. Yes. And now, I don't know if is my mom in the chat? Mom, are you there? Hello, Mom. Say something if you're in the chat. I don't know, sometimes she can't get the chat to work. Anyway, my mom can attest to that. And I'm going to confess, my eBay room right now is a little bit out of control hoardish. It's not good. But I am taking steps to remedy that. What happened was my lister who was working 4 days a week cut down to 2 days a week. And it's also why you haven't seen as many thrifting videos from me, because I have been trying to catch up. Yeah, okay, you know what? I'll confess, I got more stuff than I should have right now to list. We all do it. We all do it. So I'm just going to give you that little kick in the booty right now. Like, okay, stop, drop, and list. Let's get this fire under control. Everybody, got to list, got to make a commitment, got to put it on your calendar. And that's why, I mean, everything I do kind of works together. Like you've heard me talk about my ta-da list. I don't call it a to-do list. I call it a ta-da list, because when you check off all those things, you can go, ta-da, it's done. And that's also, let me just tell you, that thing we were talking about earlier, the endorphins, the dopamine, the serotonin, all those good things, all those good rushy things also happens when you are able to check things off of your to-do list, ta-da list, whatever you want to call it, your get things done list. It is a buildup of wins in your brain. Like, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. I will tell you also, sometimes it is 9 o'clock at night and I am looking at my list and I'm looking at those last 3 things on my list that I need to get done. And everything in me is saying, I just want to stop, pour a glass of wine, and go watch TV. And I don't. I look at that list and I go, okay, I can do this. and I get those 3 things done. And the feeling after doing that is so good, because now you pushed yourself through the temptation of just quitting for the day, and you got done what you needed to get done, so that the next day you get to start fresh again. And it's wonderful. I mean, I'm not always successful. Sometimes I just hit a wall, but for the most part, that's what I do. Because there's times during the day that I kind of get a little lazy, and I go, oh, it's only 1:30. I got plenty of time. There's plenty of time. And then before I know it, that plenty of time is dwindled down to like, okay, now it's serious. But yeah. So what are you guys talking about over here? All right. How we're talking about Joey. Joey's fun. Joey Bada Bing. Joey Bada Bing does his listing kind of parties on Monday nights, I think. Is it Monday nights he does that? I think so. Yep. Have to manage your storage space carefully, so you develop a object filing system as we worked on good item descriptions. Yeah. And that's the other thing. So let's talk about once you get it listed. So it's really important that you have a good system for knowing where you can go right to that item and grabbing it when you need to ship it, right? So I have 5 large shelves, those industrial shelves like you get from Home Depot. I have 5 of those in the garage all together, and they're all coordinated by, like, my system is all of my animals are by type of animals, like dogs, cats, ocean, birds, that for me is easy. And then glass, ceramics, pottery, those are all on their own shelves. Now that system works really good for me. I have done it back when I had someone else who was helping with the shipping. I labeled the shelves, and then I put what shelf, and the, like it would be A, B, C, D, E, F would be the shelf, the unit of shelving. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would be the number of the shelf. So in my custom field, in my listing, I would have like A3 would tell somebody exactly where that item was in the inventory. So you can do that. If you have things that go in tubs, you can label your tubs. That's how I do my plush. My plush are all assigned to a tub, and that tub number is in my custom field, so that, oh, such and such items sold. Wait, I think I can actually show this to you guys, because I have to ship a plush today. Stand by. I will show you exactly what that looks like. Oh, of course, it was one that's in a tub that's not assigned. Hold on, that was dumb. Okay, here. I'm just making sure. Okay, pretend like you don't see the buyer information on this. I'm going to show you this like real quick. Oh, I didn't do my share screen thing yet. Okay, so, and let me blow this up. Maybe. Come on. Okay, so you see right here, that's in my custom labels. So when I see the item I need to ship, it tells me what tub it's in. And I can go right to that tub, pull it out of there, and ship it. Ta-da! All right, so that's how that's done. So if you have items that, make sure I get back where I need to be. Okay. Yeah, oh, there's Mom. Hello, Mom. So all of my completed items fit in tubs or drawers and are all completely labeled. Yeah, just systems and processes, I'm telling you, will make your life so much easier. So that's the first thing. If you feel like things are chaotic and out of control, sit down and map out what systems and processes you can put in place in your business atmosphere to make it better. And I would encourage you, yes, watch my advice, others' advice, but don't try to take all of that advice and do all of it. I mean, because we all have different ways. My encouragement kind of goes back to what I said before, is you need to develop your own personal way, like taking those pieces of advice and finding what really works best for you. Because I know I've seen advice out there and I'm like, that would so not work for me. Like the shelf, the way I do my shelves, you may be going like, oh, no way, I'd never find anything. But then your brain comes up with something that does work. I use the post office pickup like almost every day. Yeah. Except if I already know, if I already know I'm going to be out and about and I have a bunch of packages to go, I'll go drop them off. Just, I do that for my post lady that I feel bad for sometimes because I have so many packages going out. When will I give you a tour of my eBay room? Soon. It's on my list. I promise. Yeah, Mom, are you laughing right now? We just talked about this. She came over on Saturday and I was kind of like, my eBay room's a little bit out of control. And I'm like, if anybody saw this, like they'd totally stop listening to me. It's organized chaos though. It truly is. It's organized chaos. I just hired a new lister too. I'm very excited. Hired a new lister this morning. So we'll get it back under control. Okay. As promised, I said that I was going to create a listing from scratch. So let me think how I'm going to do this. First, a little dose of caffeine. Okay. Let me share my screen. So the first place I go is to my Seller Hub. I start everything from Seller Hub. If you guys don't have Seller Hub yet, make sure you get Seller Hub. Here's another one of my super tips. If you are like me and you are in eBay as a majority part of your day working, I highly recommend you make this page right here your home page, that when you click the little house icon button in Google Chrome, that it goes to this page automatically. That's what I do, because I can't even remember how to tell you how to get to this page, other than I think it's up here in the corner, you'll see a cell. Where does that take you? Come on. Come on. There we go. Oh, it's going to take me to manage active listings. But you have your tabs. So if the little cell icon here takes you to your active listings, then just hit that overview. That's how you get there. All right, so from here, you have all of your tabs to go everywhere you need to go in eBay. So if you want to create a listing, you just hit the create listing. From the active tab, you can hit, I believe, create listing as well. Let's just go back and check that. If I am in my active listings, yeah, here's your create listing right there. And I just do a single listing because I have single listings. Now it's going to show you your latest drafts that you can work from, but we're going to do one from scratch. Now eBay has made this pretty easy over time. But let me come back and show you the item that I am going to be listing. And we're going to talk about the shipping. We're going to talk about everything. Yeah, some of you are talking about pre-boxing. If you have room to do that, I don't advocate pre-boxing because it's time spent for an item you may not sell. But I will show you how to kind of know pretty close how much the shipped weight is going to be on an item. Okay, so this is what we are listing today. This is, now, if I didn't know anything about this, what would you guys say I should call this for searching? And I'll just tell you, I know it's glass, and I know it's a bird. Okay, there's the bottom. It is not signed, so it's a fairly generic bird. So tell me what words you would use to try to find this. Because we're going to have a little lesson on this right now, because you guys, I want you all to be pros at this. Okay, just showing you. And he's heavy. He's kind of heavy. So we got this little lag thing going on. I have to kind of wait for you guys to hear what I just said before it shows up over there in the chat. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, Corky says that Corky23 says vintage art glass bird, art glass bird, art glass bird. Some of you have been listening to me. So Corky, I wouldn't add the word vintage yet because I actually don't know. I don't know if it's vintage or not. So yes, I would start with art glass bird. And if you didn't know it was art glass, if that was not something that you understood yet, you can look up glass bird. Now, obviously what's going to happen is you're going to get a lot of results. Let me just, okay, let's come over and share screen again. So if I just look up glass bird, I'm going to come up with 14,000 results, right? So the first thing I'm going to do is go down here and go to souls. Now we're down to 6,000, still way too many to wade through, right? But here's where you start getting information. I can look at these and go, oh, other people are calling this art glass. So now you can add that word. If you didn't know it before, now you can add art glass bird, right? Now, something else you might notice from the results here is that, oh, people are calling this a paperweight. Yeah, you know what? This does feel like it could be a paperweight. I can now add paperweight. Now I'm down to 567 results, right? So then I want to see the highest first. I'm always going to sort by highest first because those are the ones that really matter the most to me. And then this is where you can also learn about other things you should be on the hunt for as you're going through this. This is why start general. Don't limit your search by adding words that somebody else may or may not have used. This is the #1 mistake I see made, is so much specific keyword, so many specific keyword. All the English teachers out there were just about to like smack my hand. So, specific keywords that somebody else didn't use, and so you totally miss seeing what it was you wanted to see. Okay, let's go back to our search. So now I have sorted by highest first. Now I know it's not you know, some of these other ones here. So I'm going to go down until I kind of get to ones that start looking similar. And I'm like, ooh, look at that. That's cool. But mine's not signed, so I know it's not that. We get down here and we're starting to get, you know, a little bit more into the range. Starting to see more that are more in line with what I have here. And what, most important, are people willing to spend on an art glass bird paperweight? Like, there's some selling for some pretty good money out there, right? So mine's not signed. I see a lot of signed ones. I'm coming down, I'm coming down. I'm looking through. Well, this is very, very similar, isn't it? So I'm looking at that. Now somebody paid $15.51 plus $38 in shipping. Same here. I'm sure this was international, but look what they paid. They paid that. They paid 36 plus 16. And I'm looking through. So now I'm pretty sure I'm going to price this in about the $40 range because mine is the same quality. Actually, I like mine better than this. So now I've got my price and I've got enough information to go back to my listing right over here. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything over here. He's glass, so he's not a pottery bird. In this case, he's a glass bird, but if he was pottery, you'd want to put in pottery. Learning about glass. Here, let me just come back to this for a second. And thought the bottom flat end meant it was Murano. No. So yes and no. So Murano pieces absolutely have this flat pontil. And basically what it means is that it was smoothed off, it was polished off. In this case, you will see how it's cloudy? There you go. It's almost like it's frosted. That is never Murano. Muranos are clear, like clear through and through. You will see scratches, but as far as the quality of the glass, Murano glass pontils will be very clear. So that's one of the things to know about Murano. And now I know you guys want to identify Murano, but remember, there's tons of art glass that's not Murano that is absolutely worth money and worth picking up. So don't let that deter you just because it's not Murano, okay? Go more by eye appeal and quality. There's lots of that out there. All right, let's go back to our listing. So now what I have is I have my art glass bird paperweight. Now, if I wanted to fine tune this a little more and help buyers find my piece, I could call it, now I'm looking at it going, is it purple or is it brown? I'm kind of almost thinking he's got purple wings. So we're going to say purple wings. Why not? Because that way, if somebody's looking for this specific bird, like they saw it someplace and now they're like, ah, I got to find that bird. I got that little identifier in there that this listing is going to come up. And now eBay gives me choices of where to put this. So here's some suggested categories that I have to choose one. Now, what I will tell you, if you are in managed payments, there are a certain allotment of extra zero insertion fee listings, but they are category specific. So if your item does in fact fit into a collectibles category, I encourage you to use the collectibles category versus the glass and pottery category, because that category is not included. I don't know why they're doing that, but that's the way it is right now. So there's your little super tip. All right. Yeah, it is. It's purple wings. It's purple. I know it doesn't really show up, but see, they're purple. Okay. So I am going to choose the collectibles paperweights. Boop. And it is now creating my draft. Now, here's what I do. I copy and paste that and just hold on to that for a minute. This is where I would choose what store category I wanted to put it in. I am in the process of redoing my store categories, but it's going to pull down all of your store categories and you can pick one and ignore the very, oh, real important. This is what I want to say. I am showing you what, somebody help me remember what they call it, because I just found out some of you are seeing a simplified listing form when you go to list. And I am going to encourage you to go into the business tool that is going to include all of the information that I'm showing you, because I think you can handle it. eBay seems to think that newbies can't handle some of this extra information in here. And I'm going to say, yes, you can. Because it's merely just going through and deciding what needs to be filled out for your listing. Plus, you're watching this and you're going to be totally prepared for it now. So make sure you're in the business tool, which I think is up in the, and those of you who have seen this and fixed this, if you could just help others, I don't know where it's at. I don't have it. I don't have the option of flipping in between the two, which is why it was a real mystery to me that this even existed. But you need to open up to a more advanced listing tool. Okay? So back to our listing. So once you do that, this is the condition box that I'm always talking to you guys about that is super important to choose the type and then the description. In this case, there is not a ding dang thing wrong with this guy that I can see or feel. I thought he had one little manufactured, actually he might have one little manufacturer's defect on his wing. So I need to note that it's not damage, it's just a thing. So I'm going to say he is in excellent condition. I always lead off with the rating of the condition because I want to set that first thing into the buyer's mindset about buying the item. Thank you, Jennifer Stone. Top right of the listing screen, switch to business tool. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes. Okay. All right, so I'm going to say excellent condition, and if it has something, this is where I'll note it. So one wing, whoops, not Obi wing, Obi-Wan. One wing has small manufacturer's defect. And then I tell him, see photos, because I will include a close-up. I hope I picked something that I actually have pictures of. I'm hoping that I included a close-up. But this is where you go to now add your photos. And I'm going to click, and it's going to go over to all of my plethora of stuff over here. Oh, my computer's going to freeze up. Here we go. eBay. I have all of my eBay pictures filed here by dates. So I just have to find the date. I think it's in this one. Let's go find my little, my birdie, where are you, my birdie? I know you're in here somewhere because I looked to make sure I had pictures of you before I did this. I think you're closer to the bottom here. All right. Sorry, I'll find him. No, you know what? I think his pictures were taken back here. That's what it is. All right, stand by. There he is. I knew he was here. Okay, you can have 12 pictures. 12 pictures. You don't need to use all 12 pictures, but I encourage you, oh good, I did take a picture of it. I encourage you to use every picture that you can that helps your item sell. How do I feel about crazing? It depends on the item. If it is a piece that without the crazing, I have seen selling for $100 up, the crazing is not going to keep me from listing it. If it is a $25 piece with crazing and that brings the value down to more like 15, I probably won't list it. So it's going to depend on the value of the item and what you are willing to take as a profit margin. Does the business tool? No, you don't have to pay for the business tool. It is just something that eBay is trying to simplify your life by not showing it to you right off the bat. But like I said, okay, and this is where, and I showed this before, this is the other reason you want the business tool. Watch what I can do to this very drab picture right here. I've got my little sun toolbar here. There, birdie, be brighter, be more beautiful. There you go. I just brightened up my gallery photo and gave it more pop. Now, I don't do it with every single photo. I might do it with just a couple, and then, come on, there you go. Especially when I think this one probably would make a better gallery photo. So I'm going to pop up that white. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but boom, and then I can move them around and there and there. So you can see pictures, super important. Here's the pictures that we take. Every single angle of this item as if a customer were picking it up in their hands and looking it over. The details, the bottom for sure. And then I showed that one little part of the little manufacturer ding right there. And that's it. Okay, so now we have our pictures. Yeah, it's going to depend on your lighting. You want to make sure that your lighting is even and you have a white background, and then it will work. I do it with rhinestones all the time. So yeah, it's just a matter of getting your lighting right. Now, when it comes to handmade, this is kind of a thing. I think handmade more refers to something like my mom making her, her fidget sleeves, or an artist personally selling their handmade art or something like that. So I leave that one blank. I do not, even though this is probably, well, this one probably isn't, but even if I had a handmade, like hand blown, I won't say handmade. It just feels weird to me. You may decide something else. Modified item. And keep in mind, eBay's got all these little things like, oh, what does this mean? Is it modified in any way? For example, autographed book or customized cell phone case. So for the most part, I usually end up putting in no. Also, make sure this isn't checked. And we'll go through the fees here in the end. But I see so many people end up checking this and then end up paying an extra fee. So there are some categories where, and I'm just going to check it, and we'll check this category to see if it's in there, so I can show you in case. Now, I don't know where this is made. So I'm just going to say unknown. Unknown. I ignore this craziness here. I don't even know. It's the California craziness. Blah, 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 blah. I think anything that anybody looks at in California gets some weird, wacky warning thing. I don't know. Drives me crazy. All right. So you can also add, if you don't think this is enough item specifics, you can add them. So if I wanted to put main color, oops, without an extra capital O there, now you can put in the main color. And this is kind of a, I'm going to just say tan. And then I can put in accent color, and I can say purple. So now that's going to show up, especially on mobile phones where they don't show the whole description. Okay, now we come down to the item description. Now remember, I copy and pasted, I think it's still here, copy and pasted my title, right? Boom. That's the first thing I start off my description with. And then I just want to put some facts about it. So I'm going to put, and I'm cheating because I had to look ahead of the measurements and such. So this is where I'm going to add the measures, and he is 3.5 inches by 4.25 inches by 2.5 inches. And I'm also going to come up here. I am going to copy my condition. I'm going to paste that right here. And then this is where I'm going to give a little frou-frou. This is where I'm going to sell the sizzle. So this beautiful little, I don't want to use little because little might set the wrong image in their mind. He's not actually little. This beautiful bird is just waiting to hold down your important papers and bring a smile to your face each day. Crafted, notice I didn't say handcrafted because I don't know. Crafted from glass with a tan base color and speckled brown on the body and tail with purple applied wings. Boom, that's it. So I'm just adding some frou-frou there. It also kind of tells them what it's like. All right, now we get down here and I have to come up with now I have to decide, am I going to sell this in auction format? And this is what it changes to if I do that, okay? Or fixed price. 99% of what I sell goes in fixed price. The only time I use auction format is this. If it is a rare item that I believe is worth a ton of money, but I cannot find an exact market value for, I will start it at a price where if I was going to list it fixed price, I would list it and be happy with that price. So for instance, you know, $89.99 for something that I perceive could be worth hundreds. Okay, that way, if it actually is worth hundreds of dollars, those buyers are going to come in and bid on it. It might not get top value, but I will get a price I'm perfectly happy with selling it for. Okay. The other circumstance is if I have an item where I actually know the market value, but it's got a little bit of damage, so I don't know how much that upsets the price. I will list it for about half of the market value as a starting price and see what collectors deem it's worth. So those are kind of the two main instances for doing auctions. And then there is using it to clearance stuff. And that's when you kind of do your like 99-cent or $1.99 auctions if you want to do that, just to get it sold, recoup some money from it. But just remember, you still have to ship it if it sells. So allow that time element in there as well. You can also use it to draw people to your other listings, because a lot of times people who bid on auctions are also going to go see your other items. So what we call a loss leader. Okay, so back to our listing. We're going to do this as fixed price. And the only way you can do it now is good till canceled. Good till canceled just means that every 30 days, eBay is going to renew that listing and you're going to get charged. Well, let me back up. It's going to be included as one of your zero insertion fee listings if it qualifies for that. And if you're over your amount, then it's going to charge you a listing fee. But every single month it counts as a listing. Okay. So I'm going to start this when I submit it, but you can also schedule your item for any time you want in the future. And if you're super busy and you can only list one afternoon a week, I highly recommend you schedule these out so that you have listings going up every single day. Because if it's not worth the 10 cents to do that, then I would have you question, is it worth listing in the first place? Okay. Also, you only get charged that 10 cents when it goes live. So if you have time during the week on some of those days to go in and manually push them to going live, you don't get charged that fee. So there's another option for you too. Okay, so we're not going to schedule, we're going to start this. And I'm going to start my birdie at, now I have this drop down because these are prices that are just, my system knows I use these same prices over and over and over again. So that'll build up if you tend to do your pricing around the same thing. So $39.99, I do allow best offer, and I do set up an automatic approval, because if they offer me within $5 of that, I want it to just say yes. Everything else, I kind of take a peek at. I tend to not do the auto decline because I want to see every offer coming through. Every once in a while, I get some ridiculous ones and I just decline them. But I tried this for a while and there was too many things that I wasn't seeing. So, and sometimes if it's like, what if it's only $1 like below? I'm always like, yeah, no, I don't want to do that. Okay, so you can say if you're selling multiples right here. This is where if you wanted to keep it private, you could do that. I've never, ever, ever listed something private. But some of you have circumstances where you have something you want to list for a specific buyer. That might be a good thing to do. No, I take that back. That's not what it's used for. Scratch, I said that. This is if you just want to keep it anonymous. It's all anonymous, eBay. I don't know what they're talking about now because it's all anonymous. That's why my brain got confused. Okay, never mind that. My payments are managed by eBay. Some of you will still see a PayPal, insert your PayPal address here, but this is what it looks like if you're on managed payments. Require immediate payment with Buy It Now. I don't do this. I don't do this because I want my people to go in and be able to buy multiple things. And if I checked off the require immediate payment, they can't do that. They have to pay for each item separately. So I don't do that. Charge sales tax. Yeah, just check that. Yes, 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 yes. Return policy. I'm a big advocate of having a return policy for this reason: buyer confidence. Those of you who say no returns have no idea how many good buyers are leaving your listing and going and finding the item on a seller who offers returns. So it is a competition thing. It is an algorithm thing. And honestly, if somebody buys the item and then tries to claim item not as described, they're going to be allowed to return it anyway. So why fight that battle? Just do, and I do 60 days. You see right here, I do a 60-day return because, again, here's my theory. The longer people have to return something, the longer they will wait, they'll procrastinate, and the likelihood is they'll never return it. So I know I just did that with an Amazon return. I totally spaced because I thought I had all this time, and I'm like, oh, I guess I'm keeping it now. So anybody who's going to return something for legitimate reasons, usually not reasons of buyer remorse, usually does it right away. Like if it's broken or it's completely not what they ordered, those buyers are generally going to let you know like within a day. The ones that get the item and kind of go, oh man, I really shouldn't have bought that, but I really like it. I don't know. Maybe they go out and they do a little research of, you know, what little scams they can pull on sellers kind of thing. I don't know. But those tend to be your procrastinators. And those are the ones, like, by having a very generous return policy, you'll avoid them returning it because they'll run out of time because they procrastinated too much. All right, so we got that. I do not accept international returns. Bloop, don't do it. Of course, again, the item can always be returned if it doesn't match the listing description, but this is where it's super important to make sure your item matches the listing description. I have never, ever lost a case on this because, and this is why I want you in the business tool. Number one, describe any and all little defect kind of stuff in that box. Like I said, it's excellent condition, but it's got a manufacturer defect, and take a picture of it and then put it in the description. eBay cannot rule against you if you have covered yourself in all three of those places and the buyer claims any of that stuff as their item not as described. That will protect you. Okay. Now let's go into the shipping. Dum, dum, dum. This is the one so many of you are scared of. And I'm telling you, don't be scared. I choose calculated, varies by buyer location. Some sellers use this flat, same cost to all buyers. You can catch yourself losing money doing that. Or you're charging too much to a lot of sellers. I mean, a lot of buyers. So this is the one right here that is best for you and best for your buyers because you don't have to do any math. Oops. So we're going to do that. Now, I know this is over. Now, I have a scale. I have to lean over for it, but I have a scale right here next to my desk. So as I'm listing, I look over. It is 1 pound. It's 1 pound, 6 ounces. So, okay, we're not going first class because that has to be under 16 ounces boxed or bagged or whatever. So I select this. I select the USPS retail ground. And the reason I do that one, as opposed to just saying like priority rate, is for this reason. See how it's USPS retail ground 2 to 9 business days, right? If I select priority mail, it's 2 to 5 business days. So I bought myself a little leeway in the buyer expectation for when that item's going to arrive. They also are not expecting any fancy schmancy, you know, box with it coming in or anything like that. They think, oh, okay, this is just like regular old shipping. Now, I don't use the parcel select ground because it's more expensive usually than the retail ground. I don't know how they came up with retail ground and why it works that way. It just does. So we're going to select that, but it's probably going to go priority mail, all right? I'm still going to put these other options in here. I'm going to put priority mail. So if the buyer selects that, that's going to tell me, you know what, they need to get this within a certain time frame. So if there was any question about me shipping it priority mail or say FedEx or something like that, I'm going to go with what they selected. You can offer additional services. So I can offer in here, oh gosh, I can offer a UPS. Where is it? Where's UPS ground? There it is. No, that's 3-day select. There it is. I can offer UPS ground. Okay, if they want to select that, maybe they like UPS. You can choose as many of these as you want, but the buyer's only going to see the first choice on the main listing page unless they click on the shipping tab. So just keep that in mind. I have a 1 business day handling time. What 1 business day handling time means is, let's say they purchase something like right now, my ka-ching goes off, right? So I have 1 day, meaning I have really more than 1 day. I have until midnight tomorrow night to print my shipping label and then have it in the mail the next day after that. So that's your handling time. You get a full day to handle the item and get it shipped. If you select same business day, you have to print that label on the same day they purchase it. So be careful of that. That's running it too tight for me. At some point when I have everything flowing, you know, maybe I'll do that. And you can put a cutoff time if you do same day. So you could say same day and put a cutoff time of like noon for anything that comes in before that, okay? I see a question that says, isn't Sendle pirate ship? I have been hearing this thing about Sendle. I don't know about that. Pirate ship cheaper. Not usually. And I have actually gone and checked pirate ship prices often, and they are usually so close, if not the same as the eBay price that I just ship it on eBay. There's a couple of services where they will definitely be cheaper. They have a cubic shipping option, but I worry that that's going to get abused. It's where you have like a box in a bag and it can go at some cubic measurement. It's really not meant for boxes. It's meant for bags. So I'm one for coloring outside the lines, but I think there is a point at where that's going to become problematic, and I don't want to start relying on it. So I don't do that. Other sellers do. I'll leave that to your choice. But I also don't want to spend the time going back and forth between pirate ship and eBay and trying to figure out. I have to keep my processes simple and use that extra time to get more listings up, which is ultimately going to make me more money than saving 50 cents on shipping. So just keep that in mind. Time is money. All right. I don't put a handling cost in, but you can. And I recommend this right here. If you have an item that's going to need extra insurance, like the post office includes $100 of insurance in your priority mail package. FedEx, UPS, they include $100. If you need to add insurance, this is the place where you're going to want to have that extra charge in, because you cannot ask for it after the sale. So make sure if your item is going to go for more than $100, put in your handling cost right here how much extra you're going to need for that insurance. And that is something you can go over and figure out ahead of time. You know, how much is insurance, because it's not based on location. It's based on value. So you can figure those out. I have this internationally with the global shipping program checked, but I do end up using, I have priority mail international as my choice. But I usually end up shipping, oh, it's not even on here. Yeah, oh, here it is. The eBay International Standard Delivery. Now I'm putting USPS Priority Mail International to make sure the buyer expectation is there is going to be a cost to your shipping. And then I am using the eBay Standard International, which protects me because all I have to do is get it to their warehouse in California. I don't know if that's the only warehouse, but it works a lot like the global shipping program, but I would rather ship to California than Kentucky. So that's why I do that. And then let's talk about weight and dimensions. So I choose, you know, package or thick envelope. This is what I put in for 99% of my listings. I just put in the 12 by 12 by 12 because I know this item is going to fit within those dimensions. The 1 cubic foot dimensional weight oversized thing doesn't go into play until you get over 12 cubic inches. And that can be 12 by 12 by 12, or it can be 12 by, I don't know, 14 by 10, or it can be 16 by 8 by 8. You know, there's all different things that would still fit in that same parameter. So as long as you have not gone over the 12 cubic inches, you're good. Now, if you're trying to figure out, but I don't know what the box size is, you go back up and look at the size of the item that you're shipping, right? So I can say this is going to go in a box that's 6 by 6 by 4. You know, just add a couple inches to each dimension side, and you will know about what size box it's going to go in. You get into trouble when you get into things that are like 12 by 10 by 14. Now you're going to need a much bigger box. Again, add 2 to 3 inches to all sides of the dimension of that box, and that's what you'll put down here. And then I use custom weight initially because when my people are creating the listing, I want them to put the exact weight. So when I get this listing back from my listers, this is what this says right here. And now I know the box that this is going to go in only weighs 8 ounces. So I can come in here and select that. Okay, so larger boxes, more weight. This is also why I don't go dumpster diving for boxes, because I then don't know the weight of those boxes. Whereas my priority supplies and the boxes that I purchase, I know what those boxes weigh. I know exactly how much it's going to add to my package. So that's just like, that's one of the things I do. If you're new, starting out, and you want to get those free boxes, and you're going to have to like weigh the box and know how much the box is going to weigh and add that part in. All right. And then item location should already be in there. Don't check any of these extra little buttons. Now, remember, we had gone and, where is it? We checked this for the Gallery Plus. So when we get down here, if they were going to charge us for that, it would have showed up right here. And this is always clickable to show you what they charged you for. So if you see a listing fee there that you weren't expecting, click on that, open it up. It's going to show you what you're being charged for. Okay, but in this place, the Gallery Plus is free. And then that, boop, is how we create a listing. And that should go live. Ta-da! There's our birdie. All listed. All good. All right. All right. I really wasn't able to pay attention to the chat completely during that, but are there any questions on creating that listing? Because then I want to go into Jeremy's eBay listings quickly, because I promised him last week and then I didn't get to it. So I want to get to it this week and kind of review those listings and see if we can make them some more money. All right. Questions, questions. I can't believe you guys are getting cold outside already. I mean, our mornings are a little brisk here, but right now it's like 100 degrees. I will tell you a funny. I'm actually wearing shorts with a nice blouse right now. Little secret. haven't checked the taxes on listings, but eBay takes out anyways. Yeah, so it might not matter. eBay's probably just doing it anyways. There's things that they haven't updated like for years, and I think they forget that they haven't updated them, and then other processes go in place, but it's all good. How do we get on the list to have our eBay listings looked at? I have a list over on the Niche to Profit Facebook group. Come on over. Poodle doodle mom. You get so confused and too old to put up with that. I hear that. Yeah, we're getting too old to be confused, right? No confusion. Here's what I say. If you find yourself in a point of confusion, take a deep breath, back off, walk away for a minute, and come back and break down what's really the point of confusion. Because sometimes we just get too many things thrown in and go like, I can't do this. Trust me, I'm a freak out mom, okay? My son will attest to this. When I can't figure something out or something goes wrong and I'm like pressured, I freak out. I do. I confess. I am a freak out mom. And my son is just always like, Mom, calm down. All right, Jeremy's here to take notes. Ah, Miss Sunny. Okay, so there is a specific thread, and I will try to get it pinned back up to the top because it might have fallen down in things. And there's kind of like a list that I'm getting through, and we're getting through them every week. I got some cool things in the work too to make this happen for more of you. Stay tuned. I'm working on some good stuff. Cold and drizzly in Missouri. Okay, we're going to move on to Jeremy's listings, which let me share my screen. All right, Jeremy, I'm going to go full screen on you here. Try to blow this up just a little bit more. I always try to blow up the wrong screen. This one. There we go. Can you all see that? Are we good? Having trouble with white items on dark background? What kind of trouble are you having? I take pictures of white items on a black background. Do I get many returns? Almost none. Hardly any. The only time I get return, kind of not even return requests, but kind of open those cases if something breaks, which also is hardly ever. I actually had one item that I just got done dealing with that it was an international item. I shipped it to the eBay warehouse and it arrived to her broken. So I suspect at the eBay warehouse, however they repackaged or did what they did, they broke it. So they ended up paying for it. So, but not usually, yeah. Okay, let's go back. So here, I got a yes and a no. Let me blow it up just a little bit more then. Is that better? Is that better? There we go. We'll just really blow it up. All right, you have 70 active listings that I see. This one is ending in 41 minutes. That's a really nice picture. I like how that turned out there. I'm a little concerned about how low you started this. Ouch. So Jeremy, you going to be happy only getting $3.50 for that? Because that's important, you guys. Don't count on auctions to sell for any more than your opening bid. And if you're happy getting whatever that opening bid is, then go for it. But I think you might have been able to do better with these. Let me just look at, go back up to my search screen here. Southwestern placemats. So you can see there's a market for Southwest placemats. You can see that market is quite high for a lot of those Southwest placemats. Ooh, I like those. Squirrel. So Be sure you're doing your homework before you're listing something too cheap on auction format, because I see here that there's a market for those. So, whoops, where am I going? Here we go. And these are really eye appealing. I think you probably could have gotten closer to $30. Could have gotten closer to $30 on there, but you're committed now. You've got a bid. Kay Henry says, I thought we only got $50 free insurance for shipping priority mail. I believe that eBay has it negotiated so that the eBay labels include $100. Yep. $100 through eBay. So Jeremy, are you doing this as a business or a hobby? That would be the question I ask you. Because why just move it at $3.50, which actually I will tell you in the long run, you kind of lost money on these, no matter what you paid for them, because you didn't give yourself anything for your time. You guys, I want you to value your time. Oh, Tri-State Picker Mom says Etsy is also $100 insurance. Yeah. All right. So lesson learned. You could have very easily listed the, even if you just wanted to move them, then list them at $20. Because $20 is still a good margin. All right. So you're doing a lot of stuff in auction format that I really, really want to encourage you to end and put those items up at fixed price. Auction format is going to cost you sales, because that fast food world that I said we live in now, people don't want to wait to bid and wait until something's over or watch it and come back. So you're losing some sales by not listing those in fixed price format. So let's look at this title on this one here. Quotation marks are not good for the search algorithm. So be careful about adding quotation marks or any kind of punctuation that isn't like just the apostrophe on a word. Okay, he says hobby at this point. Is it a hobby you want to make you money? Because you could just give stuff away without going through all this work. Let's go. So it's a Fostoria Randolph. So I want to go look at Fostoria Randolph. Fostoria Randolph. Now notice this goes back to my search. Like, I'm not going to call it a deviled egg dish. I'm not going to call it anything. I first want to see what sells in this pattern. So here I can see $26. It's a deviled egg. $28.88 with the shipping. Of course, they combine the shipping to decide what's highest. So you got a couple of them up in like a $25 to $28 range. So let's go back to yours and see, and you're at $43.71. So on this one, you're overpriced. Now, I would say list this in fixed price. Also, you paid to have the buy it now added in there. So tell me how you came up with your pricing on this. Oh, the Sober Poet just went over and bid on your placemats. That's nice. That is so sweet. They are beautiful though, right? All right, so if you're going to do auction, commit to auction. Don't add the buy it now, because you're spending extra money to do that. Mystery paperweight. So nobody is probably searching mystery paperweight. So you're better off, if you don't know what it is, go with what you know. So what we know about this. Oh, it ended, but let's still look at the original listing, because it didn't sell, right? No bids. So what we do know about this paperweight is you have a blue flower, and we know it's glass. So we know it's art glass from what we talked about before. So I would at the very least say art glass. You could say art glass flower paperweight or art glass paperweight. Well, let's see what eBay says we should say. So art glass. And see, eBay's going to give you, like, these are search queries that people are putting in. So if I put flower, does paperweight come up? No. Does it come up if I do this? No. So nobody's searching art glass flower paperweight. They're searching art glass paperweight flower. And now look at the results and look at the prices, and people are going to pull these up. Let's even look at the, let's look at actives. You know, if this is in best match mode, they're going to show them all these art glass flower paperweights, and now yours can show up and be in the mix there. And it's beautiful, and your pictures, by the way, really good. So no signature on this, Jeremy? Not a nothing? Yep, they're dinging you for an extra cost. You got your Pontil here, which tells people some clues. People that know paperweights, good. These are awesome pictures. Your pictures are excellent, by the way. So I would just change that title from mystery paperweight to art glass paperweight flower, blue flower. I don't know, add some of those words in there and then raise this price to like $39.99 with best offer. And then if somebody offers you 20 bucks, you're going to be happy, right? Yay, because then it will sell. But give it some value. Oh, I love this. Again, this is an impulse item right here. I can't believe nobody has snagged this at even the 15. But I don't know how much eBay shows these listings with the buy it now price to somebody who's searching, because they know if somebody, say, is putting in Impala or Antelope, it says mount wall. Oh, I see a word you could add in there. Let's go look. They're going to give that best match weight to items that are not in auction format. So let's look at Antelope wall hanging. I'm going to put silver antelope. Otherwise, we're going to get real antelopes. So there's two here, one for $24.99, one for $89.99. Let's look at solds. No recent solds. Probably because I put in the silver. But I bet if I do that, we got 13 now. So you can see some different things here. You're at least in like the $30 range on this. I personally, if I had that, I would probably be listing that for 40 or 50. You're frantically taking note. The good thing is this is recorded, so you'll always be able to refer back to it too. Is there a bidding strategy to start auctions low to get attention or create a bidding competition? I'm sure you're referring to Crazy Lamp Lady starts everything low. Okay, and I get this question a lot. Crazy Lamp Lady has over 100,000 people following her and watching her put things up, and she's created her own fan base outside of eBay to go and buy those things. So she gets away with listing things at a $4 starting price. The average seller cannot match those results. Okay, so yes, you can build up a following, not necessarily on YouTube, but even social media. Instagrammers do this all the time, by the way. So if you're not a video person, if you don't want to go out and do, you know, sourcing videos and that kind of thing, you can build an Instagram account, you know, showing the items and then leading them over to eBay. But you have to build that up in order to get those results. Most items don't sell well in auction format. Auction is a business model that she has built very successfully, and anybody can do it, but it's not going to be an overnight process. I don't know how long it's taken her. Maybe somebody that has been following her a long time knows how long it has taken to get to that. She started on Etsy. I think she only switched to eBay. Was it this year she switched to eBay? Or last year she switched to eBay doing the auctions. So it's a fairly new thing, but it was after she had well over 50,000 subscribers. So just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. Yeah. You know, and it's, Jocelyn is a friend of mine, so this is in no way given a dig to Jocelyn, because I'll hear that, somebody's going to go run over and say, oh, she was talking about you. But she will say this also, that she has worked very hard to build up the business that she has. And she believes that everybody needs to build up their business in the way that works for them, and to not just take what somebody else is doing and think that you can just transfer that right into your model, right? It takes work. It takes buildup. The same thing with learning a niche. And again, it's like that fast food, like I want it now kind of thing we get into. I mean, it took me years to learn what kind of glass was what. And I did that through actually touching, buying, researching, hours and hours spent, and I'm happy to help shorten that process by teaching you how I learned, either the searching I did, the research you can do, but I can't transfer it to you. It's still something that you have to put in your own time and effort, to get that knowledge. So, yeah. I swear it's on my bucket list to get to Pennsylvania next year. Her and I are going to go thrifting together. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. We're going to do it. It's just life has to stop being so crazy. Yeah, because she's opening her store, and I can't wait. I can't wait to go see her store when she gets it open. So yes, go check out Crazy Lamp Lady. I will say, you guys can thank her. If you're enjoying my videos and my channel, you can thank Crazy Lamp Lady, because she is the one who truly got me going and was a good friend and kind of pushed me in the right direction. And I'm so grateful to her. Like, I want to adopt her. She could be my daughter. I'm much too old for us to be sisters, but I could be her mom. Could totally do that. But she has a good mom, so. But yeah, love Jocelyn. Okay, so back to Jeremy's listings. Actually, we'll go full screen here. So yep, I'm telling you, 11. If this has ended, it probably has, because I pulled this up earlier. List that bad boy for $39.99 or $49.99, and accept best offer, because you're willing to take a lot less, I see. Okay. Again, skull and crossbones, candle holder pair. Yeah, those are votive. So you might want to add the word votive to those, which, do a little search and you can see some of that stuff. But again, this is not something somebody's going to bid on. This is something somebody's going to impulse buy and go, ooh, those are cool. I want those. And they want to buy them. They want to buy them right now. So yeah, I would stop doing the auctions on a lot of this stuff. Black amethyst glass oval serving tray. Perfect title. Perfect. You don't need to know who done it. You don't need to know the pattern name, any of that. The person who's looking for that is going to find it that way. Lori VZ Menorah. Our name is Mud Pottery. Ooh, I love Our Name is Mud Pottery, but I bet you're way underpriced on this one too. Let's go take a look. Now, remember, I always start with little information first, because this is how you learn. Lori, am I spelling it right? Lori, 2 R's. Lori. Watch what happens under here. Look at, I just typed the V and look what comes up. That tells you people are looking with this. So that's the phrasing you want. Lori VZ, Our Name is Mud. And then put what it is. I'm going to go back to highest. We got $39.99. This looks like it's sold cheap, but look at the shipping. $34, 20, 30. Mugs. I think I just sold a mug by her. Now that menorah is kind of a cool thing. And let's go look at actives. 69, 32, 49. You may have something really good here, because let's put in menorah. Okay, there's yours. Still there. I'm going to say, and I love saying this, go end that listing immediately and list this bad boy for $49.99. I'm telling you, $49.99. Wowza, Miss Sunny. That's very cool. I'm thrilled that she's doing so well. Yeah, I love it. I'm sorry, I'm reading chat. I shouldn't be reading chat when you guys can't even see me. Okay, so Jeremy, go end this. Like, do it right now and get that listed for $49.99 with best offer. I'm telling you, that's a hot item right there. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, it's a perfect time of year for it too. So that, let's see, sand paint glass bottle Moose Mountains. Ooh, that's really cool. So do we have like a maker or anything on this? Or is it just sand art? I think sand art is another thing you might want to say, but you come to that by doing that search. So I'm going to go, what do I know? I know it's sand in a bottle. And I'm going to get a lot of results. And I'm going to go, oh, that's a lot of results. So I'm going to go down to solds. Oh, look, I'm finding sand in a bottle. And that's where I discover, oh yeah, people are saying art. So now I'm going to add art. And looky, looky, looky. Did you guys know sand in a bottle can go for so much money? I bet you didn't. And here's one with little antelopes that went for $23.97. Here's one with a camel, $34.99. Of course, it's got free shipping, so we're still in the like the $25 range. And what do you have yours listed for? $15. So again, go in that. Put it on fixed price for $29.99. And I would just then go through these listings, go do that quick search so you're not losing money. We don't want you losing money. And that's what I encourage all of you to do. This is why I say the stuff that I'm telling him, you go do this in your store and make sure you're not losing money. Spiderweb Halloween. Yeah, and I'm telling you, most of this needs to be on fixed price. Let me go look at your sell through. So, oh, we don't want you doing this. This will be an expensive hobby if you're going to sell things too cheap. I bet this right here, if I was listing this spiderwebby guy, I would list this at like, oh my gosh, at least $29.99, and I haven't even looked it up. It's aluminum. It's Keen Collection. Let's go look. Let's look. I'm going to look at spiderweb plate. Whoops. I'm just going to do that first. Oh my goodness. Let's go to collectibles. Oh, look, here's one. This platter sold for $76.66. And this is what I want you guys to know. It doesn't have to be the same exact item. It has to be the same buyer looking. Now, here's somebody who sold this one probably way too cheap. So you can't always go with what you see either. So I'm going to go Keen Collection. If everybody looks at just the results that they see, is it K-E-A-N-E? And everybody keeps listing at that price, we keep driving those prices down. So here, oh, look at that. Keen Collection Witch Hat sold for $79. That's why I say, don't tighten your searches so much that you miss that. Oh, look, there are people willing to pay good money for this stuff. Let me find another. I'm sure there's going to be more in here. Maybe I should just put aluminum up there, huh? Let me go back. Let me go back. Let me put Aluminum. There we go. See? And that, I bet, is how you based your pricing, huh? Is off like one that sold at 10. But let's go see what's available. And now you've got 40, 30, 25. So this brand will sell for better money. And I don't see another spider web. So, yeah, you already sold it. Can't go backwards. Well, wait, did you have, I think I saw you had another one listed, right? Wait, hold that thought. Where is it? Oh, did they not pay and you have it back again? Oh, good. Also, here's the thing. If you have a seasonal item, here I am. If you have a seasonal item, and we are like fast approaching Halloween, but there's still time to get this to somebody by Halloween, you don't want an auction that's got 4 days, 5 days left. You want to get that sucker to where they can buy it right now. So end that one too and go list that for at least $29.99. $29.99, best offer. I'm going to predict if you do that, you're going to sell it within the next 2 days. I'm not going to guarantee, but I'm going to predict. And then please let me know that you did that. Okie dokie, you guys, you got it. I've like overloaded you with information today. Yeah, I don't do well on auctions either. I sell, I mean, I put stuff on auction, but like for instance, this last auction that I ran, I sold, stand by. A lot of my auction buyers end up being non-payers too, because they forget that they bid on something. I sold one out of about 15 auctions that I ran. I only sold one of them. So yeah. Oh, you had 2 of them. You had 2 of them. All right. We'll get that other one up at $29.99. Yes, I have to run too. Thank you all for being here. I hope this was helpful. If it was, I'd appreciate you hitting that thumbs up button down there. Also, I do this every Monday. We're going to do this. We're going to make you guys more successful at this, take away the frustrations, and make it fun. And we're here every Monday at 1 o'clock. So hit the subscribe button and the little bell notification, because that is what's going to tell you when I go live. And then also come back for the live sale on Friday at 1 o'clock, where that's Pacific time, where I auction off stuff starting at $1. I'll sell it right here to you guys instead of putting it on eBay. And we have fun there too. And then come join the group. All right, everyone. Thank you for being here. Love you all. And with that, go be profitable and make it fun. And we'll see you next time. Bye, all.